All right, here's the deal. I have Google Wi-Fi. It's plugged into the wall, you can see here. The problem is if the power goes out, I lose my router. This is my main unit, and I don't want that to happen. So what can I do? Well, I just happen to have a UPS out here where the router is. So the cable modem comes in here, and then comes here, goes into the master Google Wi-Fi, I don't know what that's called, but whatever that's called, the router, and then it goes back to here, which then feeds into the router, which then goes to all the devices throughout the home. So I have my hardware devices, my Wi-Fi devices, everybody's happy. And I have a UPS here, but I don't have a UPS here. So we need to power this over the Ethernet so that it gets power from the UPS. Now the reason I put this here is because of coverage. I need this in the house so that it covers the house, and the router, I don't need coverage by the router. So here's what we need to do. We need to inject the power using an injector, and we need to split the power using a splitter. And we also need this special cable. So this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna plug this in by the UPS. It's gonna add power to the Ethernet. We're then gonna split the power, feed this into the Google Wi-Fi, and then feed the Ethernet into the Wi-Fi as well. So it's a way of getting the power from the UPS by the router to power the Wi-Fi, the Google Wi-Fi in the bedroom. So here are the components you're gonna need. This is the injector. It has its power supply. It has an in and an out. You feed the Ethernet here, it comes out with power. On the other end of that Ethernet cable, you're then going to split the power and the Ethernet to two different things. So this is the Ethernet out, and then this is going to be the power out. Okay, and then you set this to the power voltage that you need. So we're in Google Wi-Fi, so we need 5 volts, and that's what it's set to right now. You want to make sure you set that before you plug it all in. Okay, so once again, power gets injected here, Ethernet comes in, goes out, goes through the walls, comes into here, comes out, goes to the Google Wi-Fi. This also goes to the Google Wi-Fi. Then I get to power the Google Wi-Fi from the UPS on the other end of the cable. This is the cable that came with it. As you can see, it says Cat5. It's a gigabit. It's rated for gigabit. And then they give you Cat5. So, you know, I'm no expert on this, but that seems like a cheap cable. So I just made my own. This is some outdoor rated Cat6 that I just put some connectors on each end. Little tiny one, because I don't need that much cable up in the router or up by the Google Wi-Fi. I don't need very much. And then this one's just a little bit longer because I do have a little bit more room where the router is. So same thing, same cable, I just put connectors on each end. And let's go ahead and put this together and see if it works. Okay, so I've got everything hooked up here. This is our injector. It is plugged into the UPS. So when the power goes out, the injector will send power to the Google Wi-Fi through the Ethernet. The output of the router is going into the injector. It's coming out of the injector and going to the splitter. Coming out of the splitter is the power cable. This is a special power cable. I will put a link below. You have to order it separately. It is to power the Google Wi-Fi. And the Ethernet is coming out of the splitter and going into the Google Wi-Fi, whatever that's called, when it comes through the Google Wi-Fi and going back to the router. You can see that as well. So that is how we power the Google Wi-Fi using the UPS on the other end. So that is PoE, power over Ethernet, feeding into the Google Wi-Fi, powering the Google Wi-Fi. So there you go. We can tuck this over here, make it look a little nicer. And there it is, the completed job. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.